überfall dich das nicht, wir sind hier irgendwo gerade in der Nähe von Hollywood, wir sind in der Kreuzung, alles ist gut, komm raus. Und dann steigt ein.
Question.
Yes.
Can you talk about helmets? You guys didn't wear them?
It's
That's always a question.
I always wear helmets, you know.
So I guess the question is, why didn't you wear helmets?
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's go see.
I can't speak for everybody else, but at that point in time, I had just been riding fixed gear bike for about 3 months. So I wasn't there yet. I had a bike, and that was my first bike since grade 6.
Right?
So I had to deal with the riding first before I thought about everything else, including the clothing, because we were wearing jeans.
Right.
So
Yeah,
if anybody knows Los Angeles, it's really, really warm. It can get warm, and riding in jeans is not so comfortable. So I think it's a process. For me, it's a process. Right now, I'm in the process of maybe getting click pedals to ride faster. So I've passed the Lycra and almost helmet stage. But I think for everyone, it's a different answer to your question. It's quite difficult. Like Boris, for example, for the races,
I wear just helmet for races because I know it's gonna be like different. When I ride streets, I ride like really focused, really concentrated. I know a helmet cannot save my life. I'm really convinced. You know, I played football also for 10 years, so I know what impact means, and I know my body. I know how I react, and I ride like really focused. I look ahead, and I basically calculate that motorists make mistakes. I don't wait for my ride to go somewhere. I always go for the hole. I never go for contact. And like, if I look at my statistics, when I was riding before, like a regular street bike, in 1 year I had like 3 accidents where I got hit by cars that made right turns and didn't look out for me. Since I'm riding fixed gear bike, I haven't a single incident in 3 years.
And it's not the difference in the bike.
It is the difference in the bike because
You ride differently when you ride with fixed.
because you have to like look at least 50 to 100 yards in advance to see what's happening, like obstacles, if somebody's like making a turn, if somebody brakes, you always look ahead. And with a regular bike, you trust your brakes and you ride at your comfortable maximum speed or whatever, and then when something happens, you pull the brakes. And this is sometimes too late, you know, because I mean, I also like flew over my steer before and stuff like that when I was pulling brakes really hard. And I mean, there's another statistical thing that a guy in Denmark found out, which has like a really high population, like riders, really high population of riders. And they said the first injury group with head injuries in traffic are pedestrians. The second is motorists. The third is cyclists. Those are statistics, but at the end of the day, we think everybody has to decide on their own. Like,
What's the total time frame from day 1 till the end?
12 days.
12 days. But actually we went for another time to shoot more B-roll and to add a few more interviews. That was another 12 days, then like 3 or 4 months later.
What about padded shorts?
Yeah, that came afterwards too. Unfortunately.
I love the sequence of you guys riding into LAX. I know that's the frame that's up there right now.
Yeah, it was kind of
Amazing.
It was
That's
like
an
really the best.
amazing image.
The best feeling was really. We had a little problem with the camera really getting out. We wanted really to have more of it getting out, but it's like if you imagine when you're coming out of LAX, you ride over a big ramp that really looks like a freeway, like you're entering a freeway, and then you're heading directly on a 4-lane, like which is Century Boulevard, which is like one of the main streets that lead like through Compton and then later on, to the east. It's crazy because you really feel like you're riding the freeway.
But on that day that you
been
went,
looking at you guys like fucking aliens. I
yeah,
can't even imagine driving into LAX and being like, oh, there's a shitload of bike. What the fuck is going on? That's so great. I upset.
At the beginning, we also felt like aliens because it was really funny because within the first half hour, I mean, there was somebody that threw a bottle at us, but also that was really the only incident within the whole time there. But people were waving at us. People pulled down like windows. It's like, what are you guys doing here?
How did you get here?
What about luggage?
Were they waving with open hands, like one finger up in the air?
The luggage?
Yeah.
No, we had like the friend that you saw, the guy that you saw at the end. It's my friend Chabeline. He picked us up. He had a big pickup truck, and they put all the bike cases. The guy at the beginning that asked the penguin where those Germans were, that was actually the driver with Karla's sister who was filming us at that time. That was the only time actually we filmed from a car. All the other filming was done from bicycles and
You
stuff.
guys using GoPros?
Yeah. But it was a mix of GoPro 70 and iPhones. One iPhone shot we used.
So what was the scariest moment you had in the city?
The
Just
scariest?
dealing with the city itself.
The city itself or the traffic? For me, the scariest. Actually, there was one scene. I don't know if you guys there, but I was hit by a car in downtown. But actually, like I just got hit by the back mirror, by the right mirror, which surprisingly didn't even kick me out of my lane or anything. But the guy just took off. Didn't, like the mirror was.
one of the end down and
No,
No,
that
she
was all
cut,
my fault.
she cut me off. That was okay.
But I was allowed to get mad about it, so.
Yeah. But the scariest was really this downhill on Covanga Drive. Because to understand for people that don't know how it is to ride track bike, actually the downhill is is way harder than the uphill. And usually when you've done the uphill, your thighs are already like weak or you're like exhausted. And that day we rode about like, I think 60, 70 miles already. Then we went home, had to go the incline up and then down. Then we basically around the corner suddenly we hit like 4-lane traffic jam. Because it was like we're close to the Hollywood, what was that, Hollywood Bowl. And nobody was really like prepared for that. So that was kind of where you really had to, you were exhausted, but you totally had to focus on the traffic and had to like concentrate, always check it more cars. So, because you cannot just like, hand brake, but you don't want to because it's really like, what do you say, exhausting to brake.
because you're braking by slowing your pedal.
Yeah, basically your thighs are your brakes. Any other questions?
Awesome.
So what we're going to do right now for everybody that came with a bike and who likes to join us, we're just going to take a little ride. We're going to go down Main, like kind of come back up, and I mean we basically want to ride like a few miles, so also that you get a feel for. I know a lot of people that talked to us before said like Victoria is like on a lot of streets it's kind of dangerous or they feel uncomfortable riding, and for us it's a little bit different because we have like way more space here and we are like, for us it's like really easy here. But I can understand sometimes when like big trucks pass by, but I think in a large group and everybody has their lights on, it's really nice to ride together and
Just ride.
we're gonna do a
Stop
speed
talking.
of-
Let's go.
Okay, let's go. Again, like the meeting already.